The stalking narcissist. Stalking is the willful harassment of another person, from repeatedly turning up at your home, bombarding you with messages or calls, getting friends and family to do so, turning up unexpectedly where you are, frequently driving past you, even moving in across the road and sending you messages of what you're wearing, approaching you, harming pets, stalking your children, calling your boss to make false accusations, sending threatening or sexual letters, any letters or messages, emails or gifts. They can guilt trip you with "I'm sick" messages to play on your empathy. They can threaten to tell our insecurities to other people to make us feel shame and do what they want us to do. And they will make up blatant lies to say to friends, family, and work colleagues. Stalking your social media, setting up fake accounts to do so. If you've checked on theirs as you want closure, it happens to the best of us, but do work on stopping now. Not all, but a few people do this. It's normal if you're one of them, as most people just want answers. They're not actually doing it to harm another person. Some can even check out the new partner. This isn't usually done with malice, intent, often just curiosity. Again, if you did, you're not alone. Just work on not doing it anymore if you still do. Some do and some don't. Human nature, curiosity, especially the way narcissistic people can discard you. So there's different reasoning behind people doing this. Stalking is when the narcissist is trying to intimidate you, not get answers. They want to intimidate you, and they want to restrict your freedom, to keep control over you. Stalking often causes emotional and psychological harm in the target. We usually end up living in some state of fear. Those who continually stalk most often do suffer with some form of personality disorder. Not all narcissists will stalk people. Some are too lazy. However, to an extent, a lot will, even when they're just going for that hoover. When they're trying to pull you back in, they might start watching your movements to try and see how they can pull you back into their manipulative games. Narcissists have the personality trait of feeling like they are entitled, preoccupied with power and success, which often includes in relationships. They have the arrogance that they can do as they please. They will exploit others to get their needs met, and they lack the emotional empathy to care for what pain they cause their target. They don't have the respect to care for others' boundaries, and their minds can be set on what's mine is mine. Narcissists often view people as objects, and if they want it, they believe that they should have it. If they are envious of another, which is another trait of the disorder, they can go all out to destroy someone. Most abusers who are stalkers often have substance abuse and will often be an addict of some form to at least one of the following: drugs, alcohol, gambling, porn, addicted to people, addicted to having the best of whatever they can. And as part of their disorder is, one of the traits is that jealousy and envy when someone has better than they do. Being stalked by a narcissist can bring on extreme levels of anxieties. When our anxieties are already at a high from the abusive relationship itself, whether that was your parent, your partner, a boss, it's natural for our brains to want to protect ourselves from danger. Unfortunately, sometimes this can work against us, as we can then exaggerate the danger within our own mind. Don't get me wrong, stalking and things like that, it is real. But our minds can exaggerate it, which then makes our anxieties worse. Our mind does actually try to do this to protect us. It sees the danger. It makes it... Stalking is danger, but our minds see it and makes it far worse to protect us, to pull us away from the situation, to help us. But it can also go too far and it can actually stop us from living and doing things. We can end up becoming fearful of an online friend request, of the phone ringing, of going out in case they turn up. Gang stalking is another genuine issue when dealing with certain kinds of narcissists. This, again, can be on different levels depending on the narcissist you are dealing with. It can become difficult to know who to trust. Anyone you can start becoming suspicious of people. And anyone that you do suspect, tell them a different story about yourself and see which one the narcissist finds out about. Anyone you suspect is feeding that narcissist information, because you'll usually find out which one is doing so by telling them different stories. Even if you make up the stories, and I know people don't want to lie, but sometimes this is what you've got to do. I don't recommend stooping to their level on a lot of things, but sometimes you've got to do these kinds of things to keep yourself safe. Stalking is serious and you need to stay safe. Trying to talk with others who understand, that can give you the correct perspective while staying safe. Some of us can also try to minimise it and not take it seriously. This is okay if you're still living your life, so long as we also stay vigilant and safe at the same time. I know when I was in the most dangerous point, the police gave me a long list of things like which room to barricade the children in and me, how to get in my car, lock the doors and then strap the children in. If I saw the narcissist went out, go straight into a shop and call the police. And when we're full of anxiety, it can keep us locked in, worsening anxiety. Not going out, OCD, checking doors are locked if we're not careful. And there's no wrong in being prepared and keeping yourself safe. Just don't allow them to stop you from living your life. Stalking is against the law. However, getting the evidence for law enforcement to do something is tricky. So save any messages you get from the narcissist, from their friends and from their family. Take photos when they come to your house or do the drive-bys, and call the police every time. Every time, each and every time. And I say that because I know I didn't often call them every time, and you need to call them every time, which is why I'm repeating, call them every time. You can feel silly, you can question yourself. Well, I did. I actually had a judge ask me why I hadn't, and instruct me to do so as soon as I got home in front of the narcissist. So still call the police each and every time. You need to build up evidence so they can take action, the action that is required. Narcissists will smear your name to all others about just how crazy you are. So when you tell them you're being stalked, when you tell friends you're being stalked, if the narcissist is a mutual friend and has got in there first, they might not believe you. So talk with good people. Keep telling the authorities. Some will hear you first time, others it will take a while. Stalking can often end in violence, so keep yourself safe. Make sure the narcissist hasn't put a tracker on your phone. Even better, get a new phone. Same for tracking devices in your car. Keep your phone charged up and on you at all times and stay vigilant. Don't worry about hurting their feelings if they're trying to guilt trip you with pity plays. Call the authorities depending on what they're saying so that they are okay, yet step away and keep your boundaries. Make sure all your location settings on your apps are turned off. Do not allow any apps to show your location. If you can, change days, times that you go out, become unpredictable. Or on that drive to work, sometimes set off a lot earlier or ask your boss if you can go in a bit later. But not always, just keep mixing it up. Try to take different routes. Ask a colleague to walk you to the car. Don't warn the stalker that you'll call the police. Just call the police. Keep your home locked, including windows. Block the narcissist on everything you can. Block all their flying monkeys, their friends, their family. Don't let them know anything about your life. Keep your phone charged. Make sure there is no tracking devices. And report every single incident to the authorities. Call the police. Keep doors locked. Know a safe place to get to. Again, call the authorities over anything, no matter how small. Also, once those steps are in place and you know what to do, try not to focus on it. I know this is easier said than done, but try to focus on living your life, enjoying your life, doing the things you enjoy. Stalking is serious, yet you need to keep smiling. You need to keep on laughing. I know at the end of a lot of my videos, I repeat myself with keep your sense of humour and keep smiling and keep finding the joys in life. But when dealing with these kinds of things, depression and anxiety is often something people have to overcome after a narcissistic relationship. And when the narcissist is still coming at you over and over and over again, it's very easy to be brought down by them. We are in control of our minds, and I know it doesn't feel like that at times when outside situations are going off. But once we can control what we are thinking about, once we can start focusing on the good stuff in life, which is quite difficult with the things that are going on in the world right now, but it lifts you back up. It stops you going into that depressive state, which we can all go into. There is nothing wrong with going into that. It is normal to feel fear. It's normal to feel upset. If you need to have a cry, have a cry. Keep focusing on the things in your life that you have to be grateful for. Keep focusing on the things in your life that can make you laugh. Yes, there's some serious stuff that goes off. But if you can find the humour in it, I'm not saying take away the seriousness of things, but if you can find the humour in it to keep you upbeat, to keep you going, to keep you living, to keep you laughing. If you do find the information in these videos helpful, please do subscribe and also hit the notification bell if you want notifications of when videos are released. I do release videos usually on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday and occasionally on a Saturday. So if you don't want notifications, just subscribe and check in when you feel like listening. Make sure you've got something to do afterwards to pick you back up after some of the videos. It is scary being stalked, but you can still live your life while keeping yourself safe. I shall add in the description a link to the supportline.org UK about supporting and harassment. I shall try and find one for the States and other countries and link those in. I shall add the social media links in where you can find me on social media and the online courses. Also BetterHelp, because I am quite busy on coaching at the moment and they have a lot of specialist therapists, counsellors to help people through. I'll add the video links for overcoming fears and the narcissist smear campaign. Anything you did to protect yourself from a stalker, please add it into the comments, because that will help that other person. That may just help someone that's reading that's going through this right now. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.